Welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob DeGate. Now joining me with the Louisiana State Police is Trooper Ross Brennan. Thank you very much for joining us, Troop.
Yep, thanks for having us.
Unfortunately, there was a tragic accident that happened recently on 182. Can you please fill us in a little bit about this horrible accident?
Yeah, so Troop C, we this morning around 5 a.m. we responded to a two-vehicle head-on collision on Highway 182, which also Bayou Black Drive, near the Sugar Ridge Drive area. And so when troopers arrived out there, both the vehicles unfortunately were fully engulfed in fire. And the preliminary investigation is showing that there was a F-350 that was traveling eastbound on Highway 182 while in a slight curve. At the same time, there was a westbound F-150 that was coming around the curve also. And for reasons that we're still, trying to determine, that F-350 crossed the center line and struck that F-150 head on. After the collision, the F-150 traveled off the roadway into Bayou Black right there, and both the vehicles became engulfed in flames. We're still got to determine, whether impairment and stuff like that. We're still waiting for standard toxicology. Because the vehicles were so damaged, we don't know restraint use at this time. But unfortunately, both the drivers did suffer fatal injuries and died at the scene. And of course, this crash is still in the investigation. We'll hopefully have a press release out later today with a little bit more information as far as the victims, but we're just kind of giving the family some time to make their own notifications to other loved ones.
Yeah, it's certainly worst time of year for this to happen. And of course, it's never an easy time, but our thoughts and prayers with both families. So it was two single drivers, no passengers involved.
Correct, no passengers, just the drivers. Both of those drivers of those vehicles were killed in that crash.
Okay, and that was on Highway 182 in Bayou Black this morning?
Yes, this morning around 5.
Okay, again, we certainly, our thoughts and prayers with those families as well. And moving on into Lafourche Parish, there is an investigation that you all are conducting regarding an in-custody death in Raceland. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so last week, December 21st, our detectives with state police were called to investigate a in-custody death with the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office. So around 9 a.m. December 21st morning, deputies with Lafourche Sheriff's Office responded to a disturbance at a residence on near LA1 and Dano Street in the Raceland area, right there at that intersection. During the call, one of the subjects was transported to a nearby hospital where they later died at the hospital. And of course, this is still an ongoing investigation. Our detectives are still diligently working, trying to gather information. And I know the sheriff's office released a statement with some more information, but hopefully we'll have an update later on once our detectives can go and verify and look at and gather all the details that are pertinent with what's going on with this ordeal here.
Okay, in situations like that, when a suspect dies in custody of another police agency, is that when typically the Louisiana State Police steps in and does an investigation at the...
That kind of depends on that department's policy. You might have, I know I've seen it before in the New Orleans area, like whether Jefferson Parish or Orleans or New Orleans police officers, they might do their own investigation. It's all dependent upon that department's policy and what their leadership would like. And, they'll ask to request state police maybe to take a look at something. But it's dependent upon that department, what they have set in place.
Okay, all right. We do have a few minutes left in this segment. So I know, again, talking about the holiday time. Can you tell us some more tips for drivers out there to help keep people safe on the roadway, in this holiday time as well?
Well, yeah, I mean, we just got done with Christmas. We're about to go into New Year's. I know people even before Christmas are already talking about Mardi Gras 2 coming up. So, look, it's just a lot of chances, especially the impaired driving. But look, our troopers are out there working over the Christmas. So during the Christmas holiday, we've arrested 34 impaired drivers just with our agency. I know there was some other agencies that were out there doing impaired driving enforcement. I know they got some checkpoints that are going to be coming up as well in Terrebonne Parish. So, look, just because Christmas is over doesn't mean that our officers are going to stop. I mean, we look for impaired drivers every day of the year, but especially this time of the year because we know they got a lot of festivities going on. It's easy for people to make those wrong choices. So, look, if you're going to go out, have a party or whatever, make that decision before you even leave of how you're going to get back home. Fortunately, in our area, we really don't have no Ubers and Lyfts, so you might have to rely on that friend to be that designated driver to get you back. Even driving on the roadway during the daytime, I mean, you got distractions, especially now the kids are out of school until they go back, so now you got to worry about them inside your vehicle, so that can be a potential distraction. But also now that you have those kids out of school, you might have situations where now grandparents are kind of looking at them during the daytime while the parents are at work. So it's definitely good to double check, make sure that they're in the right car seat that they should be in, especially if they're in a different vehicle than what they normally travel in. They might be in grandma or papa's car or whatever that might be. So just to let the public remember too, is every Wednesday from 10 to 12, we're at Terrebonne General. We do free car seat checks there. It's definitely a great idea just to come through. Maybe that kid might be getting to a point where he might be outgrowing one seat, maybe transitioning to another one. You're not really sure if it's time to move them yet. Again, that's something that we can do at the hospital, and it's always a free service. We definitely want to get the word out there. Tell your friends, tell your family members. Last year, we've just at the hospital alone, we checked 80-something car seats. Wow. So that's definitely a big improvement the previous years what we've had. And we try to offer that service to the public. And again, it's a free service for you. There's no cost, nothing, no background checks, no nothing like that. So look, the main thing is just to get the kids safe on the road. So that's what we want to make sure everybody's safe on the roadway.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the directions don't make it easy enough to install them car seats.
Challenging now.
So it's it's always good to get a double check, even if you think you're sure you got it right. The people over there, state police, that's what they do, and they can really help you out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we do have to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll discuss some more events that state police was doing over the holidays. Stay tuned right here on HTV.